we're going to do for today's workout is a progression of our overhead pressing series. So we started with the we started with the strict press. I'll demonstrate each of these just as a quick reminder. Started with the strict press, that's everything engaged, pressing up overhead, coming back down. Then we went on to the push press, which was that dip, drive, and then coming back down. Today we're moving on to the push jerk. So we add one more movement in that sequence. So it looks like this. I'll show you a couple of those. I'll show you from the side as well. Notice that I'm doing a second dip, which makes it the jerk. Dip, drive, drop, standing up. One more. Okay, so a couple things to note with this, as you saw here, is I'll kind of go over that in slow motion. So I'm dipping with my torso upright, just like we talked about before the push press. We want to dip with our torso upright and knees apart, weight on our heels. So from the side it looks like this. Instead of like we're doing a squat, we do not want to do this. So we're doing that dip, drive, and then dropping to receive the weight with my elbows locked out, and then standing up, keeping my elbows locked out. And a couple things I want to focus on while doing that is really pulling my ribs down or thinking about engaging my abdominal muscles. And at the same time, I'm squeezing my butt muscles to create this nice, stable core low back area. What my body wants to do is arch my low back and do this kind of thing. And that's going to put stress on your low back, your lumbar vertebrae. It's going to stretch your abdominal muscles. It's not the position we want to be in, even though your body's going to want to try to do that. So you have to fight that. And again, you're going to dip, drive, drop. That's where you really want to think about it. Keeping your abs engaged, keeping your butt engaged, keeping this nice, neutral, supported spine position. So that's going to be the main focus of today's workout. We're going to do 5 sets of 10 reps, and we're going to go every minute and a half with that. So we'll do 10 reps. We'll have a minute and a half to complete those 10 reps. We get a rest the remainder of the time. You're probably going to get a little over a minute each round to rest, which is great. That's what we're looking for. Now, as far as weight goes, we need 2 dumbbells. I have 30 pounders here. You can certainly go lighter than that. In fact, I would probably recommend going a little lighter than that, especially if you've never done these before. If you have done them before and you feel very comfortable with dumbbell push jerks, feel free to go with whatever weight feels comfortable for you. I'm going to set the timer here, and we're going to go here in 10 seconds with our first set. So I'll show you a few from the front and a few from the side throughout the reps. 3, 2, 1. Grab your weights, pop them up to the shoulders. We're going to do the 10 push jerks. I'll show you 5 from the side. Once you get to 10, set those down. Got just under a minute to rest. Bring your heart rate down. Big inhales, slow exhales. Very good job. If you want a sip of water at any point, help yourself. About 20 seconds till set number 2. Throughout this movement, really focus on this nice tall posture. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, set number 2, 10 push jerks. Once you get those 10, again, set those down. Try to bring your heart rate down again. We got about a minute. These can be surprisingly cardiovascularly challenging. You can kind of jack your heart rate up, especially if you're new to this movement or if you're really challenging yourself. Try to get some breaths in. Now, if you feel like the weights you're using are way too heavy and this is really, really hard, or conversely, they're very, very light and you're like, this is a breeze, feel free to adjust your weights at any time, especially if you have others available. We got about 20 seconds till round number 3. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Once you get to 10, set those down. 3 rounds down, 2 to go. About a minute to rest. You might be thinking, why do I care to learn the push jerk? Well, the way I would think about this is the more options we have as far as movement patterns or skills that we possess, the more tools we have on our physical tool belt, if you want to think about it that way. Maybe another way to think about it is just it's a series of efficiencies, and depending on the task at hand, you might choose one way to move an object and you might choose a different way, and that's fantastic. I think that's best case scenario. I think we have 20 seconds, by the way. I think a bigger problem would be if you only had one way of doing something and you had to do it by default that way. I think that's more problematic. So we have 10 seconds. So this is just building our skill tool belt. Round number 4 coming up in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. 10 push jerks. Once we get to 10, set those down. Got a minute to rest, and then we have one final round coming up. And again, feel free to adjust your weights if you need to, or would like to. Try to get a few breaths in, especially if you're feeling your heart rate get elevated like mine. "30 seconds. Another interesting thing about the push jerk is it's the latter part of the clean and jerk. More often in competitions, the split jerk is utilized, but there are some competitors in Olympic weightlifting that use the push jerk. So it's an interesting movement for sure. 10 seconds. Final set of 10. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, last 10 reps. Once you finish those 10, you can set the weights down for one last time. Bring your heart rate down. Couple big inhales. If you can get them through your nose, even better. Slow exhale. Nice job. You're done with that part of the workout. See you next time.